am I supposed to take from this? Yeah, we'll just watch the longer shit. That video cut as shit. Oh, 3.5 minutes. Oh my god. Oh, it's not that long.
I drew a boundary. I drew a boundary. No, you just did it. I drew a boundary of abusive and cruel. You were No, I don't mean no, you're not taking the car.
Steven,
you're not taking the car.
Steven,
you are not.
Then I will ask someone to pick me up.
Do you think Steven Crowder's soon-to-be ex-wife will go for every penny she can get?
Do you think Steven Crowder's soon-to-be ex-wife will go for every penny she can get? Is he emotional? I have no idea, dude. I don't know anything about his ex-wife. I don't know anything about their marriage. I don't know how many assets Crowder has. I don't know anything about them. I have no idea. Maybe, maybe not.
Mom says it's okay.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work either. Do you understand the difference between my life being set to the second and you going, I'll be back when I'm back?
Okay, so first of all, why do they only... Look at this house. Okay, why do they only have one car? It sounds like they have one car. Why? Okay, number one. Number two, how long is she leaving for? Is she talking about taking like a 2-day road trip and he's not gonna have the car? Like, what's going on here? I'm so confused.
The only way out of this is discipline and respect. It's the only way out of it, or we're at an impasse.
We are at an impasse.
Good, because you can't have any discipline and respect.
Yeah.
There you go. You throw your hand. You give up so easily.
I don't give up, Steven.
You give up so easily. I just said the only way out of this is discipline and respect. You said, then we're at an impasse.
Steven, no, we are at an impasse, okay? I love you, but Steven, your abuse is sick. Your abuse
Watch it.
is sick.
Watch it. And watch it.
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need me to get. And I need some space. We need to just talk and baby for a little bit, okay? I love you. I love you very much.
I don't love you. That's the big problem. I've never received love from you. And the fact is, when I go, look, I need you to do A, B, C, and D, you just be disciplined about it, you go, no. But I love you more than life itself. Okay. Put on some gloves. No. But I love you more than life itself. That's not fair. It's not fair, and it's disingenuous. Hillary, you're right. We're at an impasse. Become someone, listen to me, day in and day out, worthy of a wife. No, not as a wife. I didn't say as a wife. Hillary, come on now.
I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna engage anymore. I'm gonna go. I'll get text me what you need. I'll get you what you need. I love you. I'm committed to you.
Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm not gonna.
Are you committed enough to do those things? You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to anything. You just said I love you. I'm committed to it. Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm gonna just
walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to get the medication the dogs take? No, you take that in.
I hate judging. I hate evaluating like fights from or I hate evaluating relationships from single fights. They're honest to God, I just don't have enough information to make any statement about this.
I'm sure he doesn't. He just sat there and watched the video. He can see the body language. He can hear the language that's being used. He can see what this man is doing. This man is verbally, emotionally, and mentally abusing this woman and being very disrespectful and not taking the health of her being as far along in her pregnancy as she is into consideration, and the effects of that on her mental state and her body and the health of the children. Of course he can't. And nobody is asking him to judge the entire relationship. The only thing that he needs to do is look at this and draw a conclusion from what he is seeing, what is coming out of people's mouths. There's no question about what was said and what was done. It's right there in the video.
It could be the case, for instance, that, I mean, obviously you should never say I'm going to fuck you up to a partner. Like, for this particular clip, it could be the case that, He's just being like an
What watching
abusive
Tate does to
piece
an
of shit.
emperor.
It could be that he's like trying to keep her from going anywhere. He's trying to lock her in the house, etc. Like that. Those could all be things for sure. However, it could also be the case that she's like an ultra super lazy that does nothing around the house ever, and he's getting tired of it. Be the case too. I have no idea. I mean, like we can sit here and jerk off about how evil and horrible somebody is, but like I hate trying to evaluate like relationship status from a fight. He's acting like a child. You don't know that. You have no idea though. You don't know. Like, what if it is theoretically? It could be the case. It could be the case that he just got home and is chilling after recording like a second or third episode from the day and found out that like everything in the house is in disarray or and maybe they've got a maid and she's got like 2 responsibilities and she hasn't even done that.
Okay, so he said he didn't want to judge the relationship basically when it comes to Steven Crowder's tone of voice and what he's saying to his wife, but he's making all these arbitrary judgments about her, how she's fucking lazy, and it could be that they have a maid and she had 2 responsibilities and she's not taking care of those. And, you know, he's not acting like a child, even though we clearly see he's acting like a fucking child, sitting there talking about he got off from his job, which, you know, drained him. How many of us all are drained, but we still have to get some shit done that day? The fucking entitlement.
It could be the case, right? It could also be the case that he's just like walking around the house and he's lazy and does nothing. And he thinks that since she has a job, he can boss her around all day to do whatever he wants. That could be the case too. But we just don't know. We don't have any, we have no context. But she's 8 months pregnant. Who the fuck cares? What does that have to do with anything? It's COVID times, so he was working from home. Yeah, I have no idea. I need more.
People, they're giving him more, but he's not accepting that more. Basically, someone said it was C19 time, so everybody was at home. So he was at home. So why the hell can't he do anything? What's wrong with his hands? Are they broken? That's one. And then somebody said she's 8 months pregnant. Right. She's a month away from giving birth. The fuck? And then he says, what does that have to do with it? She's pregnant with twins too. You hear this shit? But you know, he's one of the good ones, right? He's standing up.
Yeah, I need more I need more context, I guess. But he doesn't mention anything like that. Neither of them mention anything. We have no idea. Would you expect your wife to walk the dogs and do housework that pregnant? Rachel worked up until like, I think 3 days before she gave birth. There were 2 other women. One, I don't remember their names, but they also worked like a few days up until they gave birth. Yeah.
So the standard is his wife and some arbitrary woman that he knows, because they were able to work up until 3 days before they gave birth. She's pregnant with twins. She can do it. It's not that big a deal. You know, she's not handicapped. You see the love and the care and the fucking consideration, even when you're carrying their fucking legacy in your body, in your womb.
I think that's probably normal, I think. I know that a lot of people think that like pregnant women can't do anything and they basically spend the last 2 months like bedridden, unable to move, but that's not true. Or at least in my life, every pregnant woman I've known has fucking bossed that shit right up until fucking delivery, basically.
You can do anything and everything up into 3 days unless you have like a medical condition, and there's some women who've been bedridden through their whole pregnancy, and there are women who are bedridden in the last month of their pregnancy, and we're not going to pretend like this doesn't affect your hormones, energy level, and everything else that you're supporting a child, let alone 2. And every woman in his life is bossed that ish and, you know, thugged it out and up until the day they gave birth. Because I could have swore he said to, who was that? I can't quite remember their name. That, you know, when they use examples of people in their life, that's just people in their life. That's not data. Where's the fucking data, Destiny?
Typically, they work, they do things, or whatever. They might be a little bit more irritable.
That no fault divorce in the U.S. provides a utility
It might be
to
that
society?
they're, yes. It might be that their feet get sore, or their ankles can get swollen, or they could definitely be moody or hormonal. Like, those things happen too. But it's not like a woman in like the last month of pregnancy is like some bedridden, worthless, can't do anything, right? There's just like some extra shit that you have to do. And also, you should also generally be, you should generally be nicer and more patient with pregnant women, of course. But
from a person who's never given birth, from a person who does not know what it's like to be a woman, you see how they just tell you about womanhood. Yeah.
Destiny, you'd be received much better if you just articulate all that you said and then say something. However, just in this clip, it seems pretty fucked. Chat wouldn't get so full retard. No, I'm not going to say however just in this clip. I don't know. I would never, ever judge a relationship. There are so many fights I've had from my relationships where you can make either me or my partner look insane if you're just going to clip like 3 minutes out of one fight we've had. Like, I can find tons of insane shit. No, I think I would never.
Said some fucked up shit, which is dysfunctional. Whether he wants to normalize this or not, this is not normal. It's dysfunction. Setting up there, beating up on your partner is not functional. It's not healthy. It's not right. Disagreements, fights, but threats, emotional and mental abuse. Are you serious?
Like a 2 or 3 minute recorded fight that's being linked to me. I need way more background. You wanted her to give their dog some medication she thought might be toxic to her and the baby? Okay, but like... There's... That statement in and of itself could mean like 30 things, right? Like, is it so toxic that like if she touches it, the baby's gonna die? Is that true? I doubt it. Or is it a medication that like if handled in copious amounts might lead to some birth, blah, 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 right? That's why, like, can she wear gloves? But again, I don't know. It might be an unreasonable ask from him.
Fucking serious? You see how they fucking cover. It doesn't matter if they're red pill, blue pill, purple pill, white, black, green, gray, or other. They cover for each other.
I can't have this, dude, I'm getting, oh God. There are certain conversations around this that I like, makes me want to quit streaming because the audiences are so
Half
fucking
of chat is
retarded.
still virgins. I don't want to hear their take.
I guess I'll say it. Maybe there's a lot of young people here, retarded ass be fucks here. Like, the reality is that I'll tell you this. This is just like a life fact. This is just, I don't know how else to tell you other than you'll learn when you get older. You cannot judge a relationship based on a 3 or 4 minute fight. If you think you can, it's because you're retarded. Full stop. That's it. You just can't. You can't. You have no idea. There are so many types of fights where once you get more information, you're like, oh shit.
He goes into insulting the people who are disagreeing with him and saying things in the chat. Maybe it's their boundary. It could be it's their boundary. And if they don't want somebody talking to them in a certain way, cussing and fussing at them in a certain way, and they feel like it's disrespectful, then that's their standard. But he's calling them dumb, young, and retarded because they see the dysfunction, because they see the abuse part of it, because they say you shouldn't be handling a woman pregnant with twins like this. You shouldn't be doing this. So therefore now his audience and people in there in the chat, they're stupid, they're young, they're dumb, they don't know anything, and X, Y, and Z. Yeah.
This person, like, you can never ever on like a 2, 3, 4 minute thing just evaluate on shit like this.
And again, he is trying to word salad his way through this. Nobody even told him to judge the relationship by this clip, because this woman has said that she's been going through this for 11 years. They've been married 10 plus years. So she didn't just get up and arbitrarily make this decision. She stayed in this for over 10 years, and she decided that she had hit a breaking point and she decided to get a divorce. She couldn't take it anymore. Anything that he provided her was not enough for her to take this anymore. And this is just a snippet of what led up to this divorce. And then just being in that situation would make me uncomfortable, but being a part of that conversation and this would, I would be so pissed off. And that would have been the end of that. But then you see him as a male, he feels like, you know, he's had so many of these fights, and you shouldn't judge anybody by that. You know, you should be okay with the dysfunction. Maybe she's not okay with the dysfunction, and maybe people in the chat are not okay with the dysfunction, but you are. But the men feel like you should take this on the chin. Not saying women don't argue and fuss and fight. There are some women that I've seen, they went overboard, and I was like, there's no fucking way. You can't cross that line, because now you're being disrespectful. So if you're giving yourself permission to go that far with no consideration of the relationship to be that fucking disrespectful, we don't need to be in each other's faces. All right, bye.
You can't do it. Remember, Destiny, most of these morons were primed by Hassan? Oh, sure. Well, in that case, I'll give you Hassan's take. Oh, well, Steven Crowder is a conservative, and here you can see them living their real values, keeping their wives locked up at home and miserable all day, even though she's pregnant. He's making her do all these things. Ah! And Steven Crowder's evil because he's a conservative. There you go. That's your Hassan take, okay? So as long as we don't see someone beating his wife, we can't make any judgments. Yep, that's what I said. See you later, forever. Never, ever, ever unban. Bye. Yeah, that's true. I actually made a bad judgment once. That is true. I saw that video of DJ Academics in the lobby. I thought he was hitting a woman. That clip was wild to me. I remember seeing this clip initially, and I thought it looked pretty insane for Big Ag. But apparently the full story, and you can definitely see it borne out here, was that I think he came out of a show with that girl with the red hair, and this is his current, or his was girlfriend. She jumped this chick to fight her. he had to pull her off. But he's saying like, bro, we're in Miami. We're not doing that hood shit here. Fuck off. And that's what she was trying to do. So in that context, like, oh, okay, this makes way more sense. And you can even see, as soon as he disengaged, there's just like some extra shit that you have to do. Completely change the way that you view a fight. I just don't understand why you're being so charitable to a guy who literally thinks women are second-class citizens. No shit, he is going to treat her like trash and force her to do chores while sitting and smoking in front of her. Because you fucking retard. It doesn't count as being charitable when you're only charitable to the people that you would suck. Do you understand that? You don't get fucking points for being charitable to your parents, to your siblings, or to your friends. That's just called being a normal human being. Being charitable to somebody usually implies that you're going above and beyond to be objective and to try to be fair to a person that you might otherwise not be incentivized to be fair to. You don't get bonus points for being charitable to people that you like. Obviously, I don't like Steven Crowder, and it wouldn't surprise me if more context reveals that he is an abusive piece of shit. That could be the case, but there's not enough here to say it. There's not enough here to say it.
He's going hard like Steven Crowder is his boyfriend. The people in the chat, I notice this a lot when people start disagreeing with them or they're not on board, then they want to start blocking, banning. It's not that the person is disrespectful, throwing threats out there or doing anything. They are sitting up here literally typing in their opinion. They're not being disrespectful or how they see the situation, which could be different than the content creators. But then they get on this high fucking horse and they start this bullshit. It's fucking abusive, and I don't know how people can continue to be subscribed to people who do shit like this. And when I saw this video, just the interaction is fucking disrespectful and it crosses all types of boundaries. And this son of a bitch is taking up for Steven. That's all this is, another man. And he may feel some type of way because he's engaged in this behavior. Maybe not to this extent or the exact language, but he thinks it's fucking normal. Just because you think it's normal doesn't mean it's normal.
I can think of 50 million situations that would explain why he's acting the way that he is here. It happened with Pokemon. It happened with Amaranth, where more information could come out and completely 180 your view on things. I'm not saying that Crowder's in the right. I'm just saying you don't have enough information. You know what we should do? Wait, is this movie public domain? We should just watch this movie. In its entirety is printed later on in the story. The Ring camera footage documenting the moments leading up to the moment where Steven Crowder said, "I will f up," something that was at the pinnacle of aggressiveness in their marriage, but was also part of a pattern of emotional abuse, is posted in full at the top of this post and detailed later on. Why didn't they include footage of that? Why would you? Destiny is never this charitable to trans people. You know why I want to get on gear? Is because I just want to go to the gym twice a day. That's all I want to do. I just want to go to the gym and pump iron all day long. Because you know what? It's better than this shit. It's better than you fucking cucks in my chat. Nobody one guys me at the gym, ever. Okay? Neither Hillary nor Steven Crowder is contending that they're...
If he wanted to quit, he could shut down his channel. He could leave. He could never do another video again if it's so emotionally distressful for him to be dealing with it. He's not going to do that. He's just sitting up there talking shit. So fake as fuck. So basically he goes on to read the article and the breakdown about what the family said and everybody around her is saying that was going on. I'm not going to show that part. He was being extremely emotional, talking about, I can't make a decision because it's just 3 minutes of a video and I just cannot do this. Fuck out of here. And you know what? He could have had a point and people could have believed him if he didn't say some arbitrary shit about pregnant women. 1, 2, if he didn't go in on people in the chat and start banning people. If it's so arbitrary, why the fuck are you mad about people who are commenting certain things in the chat? That wasn't even that bad. It wasn't nothing against him. It was just them voicing their opinion on the situation, and he banned them. But it's so fucking arbitrary. Pick one and stick with it. But I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you thought about him and his emotional breakdown of this abusive relationship. Like I said, abuse doesn't have to be physical. You don't have to be hitting anyone. It could be emotional and mental, and that can take a toll on you. It just like a job. You may not be physically dealing with anything, but a lot of people know that it drains you emotionally and how tiring it is, and why some people you would think they just up and leave. Like, do you have a game plan? Do you have this? Sometimes it's too much and you've had enough. But yeah, go ahead. Let me know what you think and I'll see you in the next one.